Awesome. Hi, guys. Welcome to another week with Product School Talk. As you guys know, we teach product management courses in Silicon Valley, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and New York. And today we have a very special guest with us. His name is Nikkel Blaase. He's a senior product designer from Hamburg, Germany, and he works at XING. He writes and speaks a lot about designing products, so he's going to share some insights with you. So welcome, Nikkel. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Great.
Awesome. Can you tell us about your background and how you got into product design?
Yeah, of course. So my background is I come from art school. So I studied design in Germany. And after two bachelor degrees, I started to work as a freelancer. And I did projects for the city of Bremen, which is a city in Germany. Or for public transportation services. And then I started to work at XING. And XING is basically a professional network around people, jobs, and news, pretty much like LinkedIn, but focusing more on the German-speaking market, so to say Austria, Switzerland, and Germany. And there I did product discovery projects. I worked in the newsfeed team, and since last year, I work in the Messenger platform team for the new XING Messenger.
Okay, awesome. And I know you had a presentation ready for us today, so I'll give you a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds to get that ready and start sharing it. And guys, while he's getting that ready, I just want to remind you that following his presentation, we're going to open the floor for Q&A. So you'll get a chance to type in your questions right next to the video on YouTube, and we'll take as many of those as we can.
So let's see if that works.
And another thing that we suggest too during his presentation, if a question comes up, go ahead and type it in a note form or something, so you have it ready when we open the floor.
Can you see it?
Not yet.
Neither do I. Okay. Maybe let's try this. If not, you have to open the. It doesn't work right now, I think.
Okay, I will go ahead and open it up.
Yeah. Sorry, you have to open it, and then I will lead you with next slide.
Of course. Here we are.
All right. So then let's get started. So first of all, welcome and good day, everyone. Yeah, thanks for having me again. I'm very excited to do this presentation today, and I'm really looking forward to the discussion afterwards. So again, my name is Nikkel. I'm a senior product designer from Hamburg in Germany, and I'm working at XING, which I already said. And what I would like to talk about in the upcoming 15 minutes is basically the core relationship between product management and UX design, and why I think this relationship is key to product and business success. Next slide, please. So as we all know, product development basically happens in between UX design, product management, and engineering. Basically, the goal is to build a product that is desirable, so something that people really want and need, that is viable, so something that generates a business outcome, like revenue, for instance, and last but not least, a product that is feasible, so something that is technically possible and affordable. And next slide, please. And today, I would like to focus more on the relationship between product management and UX design, what happens at the intersection, and why I think it's key to product and business success. I would like to go deeper into what is the glue that keeps them together, why is it important that they do collaborate, how do they benefit from each other, and what can they do to work better together. To do so, let's have a closer look on what UX design and product management mainly are about, so that we can have a common understanding of these two disciplines. Next slide, please. And next one. So actually, because this is a PDF, in my keynote there was a nice video of a girl playing with colors, with paint buckets, because I think when people think of UX design, most of them will think of a service that makes things look pretty. Because most people actually think UX designers just make an interface simple, beautiful, and easy to use. But I think, honestly, design is really about solving people problems. Next slide, please. And it's not only about crafting beautiful interfaces. And solving people problems is important because people don't really care about your product or your business. People don't care about your product features, your business needs, or your quarterly goals. Next slide. The only thing people care about is getting their problems solved or getting their jobs done whenever they struggle. So this is why UX designers design around people problems, serve user needs, and by that create user value. Next slide. So to say it in one sentence, UX design is mainly about solving people problems in order to create user value. Next slide. So if you are using your UX designers to simply make a product's interface look beautiful or easy to use, you are actually missing out on the problem-solving or user value creation skills of your designers. As Marty Kagan puts it in one of his articles, if you are only using your designers to create the interaction and visual design, you are only getting about half the value of your designers. Next slide. So to sum it up, we can say that UX designers make products desirable. They create user value by solving real people problems. They do so by looking into problems people have and creating decent solutions that really fit that problem. And additionally, they also make the interface beautiful, simple, and easy to use. Next slide. So product management, on the other hand, is more about outcome. Next slide. Product managers care about achieving a business outcome. They aim towards maximizing the business value, achieving business goals, and aligning product execution to the company's mission. Next slide. So to say it in one sentence, product management is mainly about building viable products in order to generate business value. Next slide. To sum it up, product managers make products viable to create business outcome. They craft product vision and product strategy that are aligned to the company's mission. They mainly care about product vision, the purpose why they should build the product in the first place. They care about product strategy, how they will reach the vision. And last but not least, they care about business goals. Next slide, please. So UX design and product management have their own unique perspectives on the product development process. The user perspective and the business on the one hand side, and the business perspective on the other hand. However, what both disciplines have in common is that they are working on building products. They are not only product-oriented, but they also think in products, which is something that really brings them together. But what does that really mean, right? Product thinking. So product thinking is basically a mindset that sits at the intersection of UX design and product management, where it brings both views on the product development process together so to say the user and the business perspective. Next slide, please. So when we put the core competencies of UX design and product management together, we end up with a shared product mindset that combines user value and business value. And I think this is where product thinking really bridges the gap between the reality of user needs and the business vision. Next slide, please. Now, when we put the bricks together, we end up with 5 good questions we have to answer together in order to understand why, what to build. Why are we doing this? What's the product vision? For whom are we doing this? Who is the target audience? Or who are the people we are solving a problem for? What problem do we solve for these people? What's the people problem? How are we solving this problem? The product strategy. And last but not least, what do we want to achieve here exactly? What are the business goals, or what is the desired business outcome we want to achieve here? Next slide. Now, when we put these questions into a product statement, we get a very clear picture of the product we want to build, which not only aligns product manager and UX designer, but also communicates the product to the team and stakeholders, and by that makes sure that everyone is basically on the same page. Next slide. And I even created a tool that can help you to answer these particular questions to build a product statement. It's called the Unstuck Map, and it's basically a decision tree that guides you to the answers. Next slide. And how it works is that the map proposes frameworks or methods for answering the questions about product vision, people problem, the people themselves, the product strategy, and the solution. Feel free to download it on www.unstuckmap.com if you're interested, just as a side note. Next slide, please. So to give you a very brief example of it, so Uber's product, for instance, is to get people from point A to point B anywhere and anytime. And among others, it solves the problem of getting people home from a bar at night. So Uber's vision, next slide please, is, as I said, to get people from point A to point B anywhere and anytime. And the target audience in that case are people that stay out for a late night drink. And the problem that these people have is that they want to get home from a bar at night at some point. And the strategy, the way how Uber is helping these people is to provide a simple way to request a ride. And the business goals might be 100,000 new paying customers. So next slide, please. Uber's product at a glance is, in order to get from point A to point B anywhere and anytime, their product will solve late night drinks lovers' problem of getting home from a bar at night by giving them a simple way to request a ride. And they will know if their product works when they see more new ride requests. Next slide, please. So in the end, answering the right questions actually helps to build solutions that really fit a problem that people have, like an on-demand taxi that easily gets people home from a bar at night, and that make a business outcome, like creating 100,000 new paying customers. Next slide. So in my opinion, product thinking is the glue that keeps UX and product management together and makes sure that they work together on discovering, understanding, and aligning on the why and what, so that they can build the right product for the right people, serving the right needs, and thereby drive the company's mission. And by that, I think it closes the gap between the user needs and the business vision. Next slide, please. All in all, product thinking is primarily about the close collaboration between UX design and product management, and it helps to collaborate in a human-centered, product-oriented, and business-relevant way. Next slide. And this is why I believe the successful collaboration between UX design and product management is really the key to product and business success. Next slide. Because this collaboration basically means riding a tandem together, which can be quite hard alone, but is much faster, easier, and more efficient when you do it together. You go into the same direction, pedaling evenly, or you're having a steady ongoing conversation, which, next slide please, also establish a fruitful relationship between product management and UX design, and I think therefore leads to much stronger products. It also helps to speak the same language. So in that regards, I think collaboration is quite easy. And by that, it also creates high-performing UX PM teams. Next slide, please. So the way how UX and product management can better collaborate, from my point of view, is to ride the tandem together, to work together, share the same way of thinking, shaping the product together. And the other thing is to complement each other.
So, okay, perfect. We're back.
when did you lose me? When did you lose me?
Right after number 2.
Okay, so number 3. I think it's important to work better together to answer the right questions together so that you can build products that serve not only user needs, but also drive business results. Next slide, please. And I think it's important that UX is actually involved into business and strategic decision makings, as well as I think that product management has to be involved into user research. I also think that it's important to have a continuous, ongoing conversation, never communicate via Jira tickets, honestly. And last but not least, I think it's important to learn, fail, and grow together. Next slide, please. So UX design and product management are complementary roles that are glued together through the product thinking mindset, which is in the heart of the UX and product management partnership. And I think it creates high-performing UX PM teams that build the right product that serve user needs and business needs at the same time, and therefore is key to product and business success. Next slide. And when Marty Keegan says, behind every great product, there's a great product manager. In the light of product thinking and the collaboration between UX and product management, I would rather argue next slide, that behind every great product, there's a great collaboration between product manager and UX designer. So next slide. So thank you very much. And I have also a last slide, just I think before we get started into the questions or discussion, I just wanted to point out that a lot of the things I talked about are published in articles that contain more detailed information. So if you're interested, please have a look on my Medium posts. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much for the presentation, and thanks guys for being patient with that. I'm going to stop sharing here. And I saw one question come through, so I'm going to go ahead and go over there from Angela. Do you have any tips on how design can work well with engineering? It's my belief that design should come ahead of engineering, but not every company has a view of UX in product development.
Yeah, basically I talked about the relationship between product and UX, which is always important at the very beginning of a new project, a new innovation effort, or a new product team, which is, or when you do research or product discoveries. The relationship between UX and engineering becomes more important during your daily incremental improvement work. When you have a working product, when you have customers have a working product, and you just want to improve day by day and iterate on your product, I think then it becomes more relevant to do more with your engineers. And then the first thing, of course, is to sit together. In product teams, of course, you have to sit next to your engineers and talk to them, because every decision an engineer makes, like a technical decision, ultimately or instantly influences the user experience. When an engineer says, like, let's do it this way, it's much more easier, it costs less, it's much faster implemented, then of course he can do that, and maybe it's good for the business, because it only took him 1 or 2 hours instead of 8 hours, but it will influence the user experience. And I think it's important to know that for everyone in the team, that every decision influences the user experience, and in that regards, it's very important that everyone is on the same page, or is working on the same things.
Right, absolutely. Here, let's see, we have some more questions coming in. This one's from Arthur. What are some nuances between product management for B2C products and B2B products?
Pardon, could you please repeat? Yeah, I haven't.
What are some nuances between product management for B2C products and B2B products?
Okay, this is a good one, because I've mostly worked on B2C products, and I think it's quite different from the B2B business, because let's think of Facebook. They have both. They have value partners, two kinds of value partners. The first of all, the users. They have recently they published a number, I think 2 billion. They have 2 billion users, which is completely B2C, of course, because Facebook provides value for 2 billion people. But on the other hand, they have a huge advertisement business. So they have, like, I don't know how many advertisers they have, but they also have to create value for these businesses. So it really depends on what you're working on, but I think B2C is a completely different story, because people have their own free will. If they're not satisfied with your service, they will go away. They will, I don't know, leave to MySpace, I don't know. But the advertisement business, they are paying money for that. They earn the real money, and this is, when you have paying customers, this is a completely different story. Yeah, I can't say anything but that it's very different. Yeah.
Right. No, it definitely is. Okay, let me see. We have another question here from Brittany. What does the relationship look like between PM and UX when building products for internal customers?
Oh, what are internal customers?
Like internal facing product.
I haven't any experience or much experience with that, because when we have internal products, they're basically built in innovation weeks by engineers or stuff like that. So,
right. Okay. Then. Okay, this one came in from Steve. So as a product manager, do you have advice on techniques for aligning with UX on business priorities, especially when the priorities challenge user values?
Mm-hmm. As I showed in the presentation, I think it's good to have like a product statement where you really write down what it is you are planning to do, what the assumptions of are, the hypothesis, what you think, how will users react to what, or that you write down what are the things we have to do research for, what are the most riskiest assumptions, who are the people we want to target, who are these people, do we know them, do we have to talk to them, what do we already know, do we know what the problem is, do we have to find out more about that? So write it down, put it on a wall so that everyone can see it, so that you and that UX and product manager actually are on the same page, that they are aligned to, okay, these are the things we have to tackle, or these are the things we have to find out before we can do the next step. Mm-hmm. So I think it's good to have a wall, a big wall with Post-its on it, where you answer together the important questions.
Right, it's definitely all about collaboration. Okay, let's look for, we have time for just one more question here. So this one is from Farzaneh. I come from an engineering background. Do you think having some knowledge of UX design helps a product manager for better collaboration with the UX designer?
Of course, yeah. In fact, many product managers have a design background, and I think it helps a lot. Because you are always in the middle of these business needs and business requirements and the users. And when you do only business requirements, you probably will end up in spam. The business requirement, like do more advertisement. When you do that, you will create spam. It doesn't make sense. So you always have to look, okay, what happens? I mean, the product is a system. What happens when I increase advertisement or display ads? What happens in the end to the users? What are they doing? And maybe they will leave your product or service. So it's good to do both. Yeah, and this is actually what I try to describe with this product thinking mindset.
Right, absolutely. And I'm going to take this one last question because I think that it's pretty valuable and on a lot of people's minds. So you mentioned Jira sounds like it solves a common frustration. What kind of tools do you use to maintain feature backlogs with product managers?
I use different tools, but I think I talked about the unstuck map a little bit. Please look it up because I put up some tools on these maps that really helped to do that. Like I think one framework, and it's just a framework, it's just one way to do it, I like is the impact map. Impact mapping is quite nice because you can, when you have like quarterly goals or user goals, you can put them on top, and then you can describe how can you achieve that goal, who will help you to achieve that goal, and what is it we are actually doing to do that. And then in the end, you have like the what layer are the features. So impact mapping is quite cool for that.
Okay, very cool. Thanks for answering that last one, and thanks for joining us today. Before you go, do you have any advice for aspiring product managers or those who want to break into product?
I think just follow your passion. If you're really passionate about the digital world or about products or helping people, I think you will figure out a way how to do that. And if you do that and you follow your passion, then everything else will work out for you.
Awesome. Great advice too. And thanks again so much for being here. Guys, as you know, we host webinars every week, and we also host our on-site events as well. So you can find us online at productschool.com. You can also join our Facebook page, Product School, and if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll get notifications whenever we publish videos from our local events and from the webinars as well. So thanks so much, everyone, and have a great day.